From flipping up some burgers to becoming the founder of the largest crypto exchange, Binance, Changpeng Zhao has seen everything. Did you know that Zhao built Binance in just 180 days? Changpeng Zhao, popularly known as CZ, is valued at the 19th richest person in the world. CZ went from 100 million to 100 billion in just 5 years. He has turned out to be a true inspiration to many since the company's inception in 2017. Today we are looking at CZ's story and how he built the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. Also, if you enjoy crypto content, consider subscribing or liking the video. I spend a lot of time doing research like this, and only a small percentage of my viewers are subscribed. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe. Let's start from the beginning. CZ was born on September 10, 1977, in the Chinese province of Jiangsu. His parents were both teachers by trade, although this didn't last long after CZ was born. CZ's father worked at a university and was known to hold pro-bourgeois beliefs. Bourgeois simply refers to middle and upper class people, which means CZ's father was pro-middle class. Such ideals, however, were frowned upon in China, and as time passed, pressure built for CZ's father to quit the institution. So shortly after CZ's birth, the family was exiled to a rural location. He spent the majority of his early childhood there, but when he was 12 years old, his family decided to relocate to Vancouver, Canada. It's unclear what his parents did for a living in Canada, but they didn't have deep pockets. CZ had to work at a variety of minimum wage service jobs throughout his youth, including at a few gas stations and McDonald's. Later, he attended McGill University in Montreal, Quebec, where he majored in computer science. Given his computer science background, I doubt you'd be shocked to learn that CZ landed an internship as a software developer fresh out of college. But it wasn't at a tech firm, it was actually at the Tokyo Stock Exchange. CZ worked for a Tokyo Stock Exchange subcontractor who was in charge of developing software for matching buy and sell orders. Following his stay in Tokyo, he landed a full-time position at Bloomberg Tradebook in 2001. There, CZ worked as a developer for futures trading software for almost 4 years before leaving in 2005. While CZ was officially a software developer, he spent his whole career in the financial sector. Many software programmers would undoubtedly find this boring and would prefer to work at a cutting-edge computer firm, but CZ liked what he did. Actually, he saw a big opportunity in the trading industry, which drove him to establish his first company. One of the most significant weaknesses of the financial industry is that it is typically one of the last industries to focus on innovation. Take, for example, bank transfers. Despite the fact that ACH transfers were invented in 1972, most banks still use them to move money. This is mainly because big sums of money are involved in the financial industry and consumers are afraid to trust modern methods. However, when a technological advantage is clearly superior, people tend to come around, and this is what CZ was counting on. CZ created Fusion Systems in Shanghai, China in 2005. The company specialized in creating high-frequency trading systems for stockbrokers to replace their outdated systems. The company also offered IT consulting services. Fusion Systems was never a billion-dollar corporation, but it appears to have provided him with a comfortable lifestyle. He ran the company until 2013 when he discovered Bitcoin. CZ first encountered Bitcoin during a poker game with some buddies in the early 2010s. One of his friends introduced him to Bitcoin and what it was trying to achieve. CZ wasn't convinced right away, but he was curious, and he was bitten by the Bitcoin bug immediately. He began by simply buying some Bitcoin, and then he sold his home and invested all the funds entirely in Bitcoin. Yes, that escalated quickly. Also, keep in mind that this was during the 2013-2014 Bitcoin bull run. Even with considerable institutional support and a market valuation of roughly $1 trillion, selling your house and going all in on Bitcoin is not a good idea. Back in 2013, Bitcoin's market valuation was under $1 billion all year, and the general consensus was that Bitcoin was a Ponzi scheme that would fail. So I'm not sure how CZ was so convinced about Bitcoin. He chose to quit Fusion Systems and work in the crypto space after gambling his whole net worth on Bitcoin. So CZ was literally all in on Bitcoin. CZ's first job in the crypto world was at blockchain.com. Blockchain.com was the first company to provide cryptocurrency wallets and exchange services. They accounted for 28% of all Bitcoin transactions between 2012 and 2020. Blockchain.com has lost its popularity in recent years as many customers have shifted to more accessible brokerages such as Coinbase, Gemini, and of course, Binance. But Blockchain.com was the go-to site for Bitcoin back in the day, and CZ joined as the third member of the company's cryptocurrency wallet team. CZ worked on the wallet software development for a year before moving on to OKCoin as CTO. OKCoin was a relatively new platform, having been created in 2013. Unlike Blockchain.com, which was primarily intended as a storage facility for cryptocurrency, OKCoin was created to allow clients to easily invest and trade. Today, OKCoin is one of the world's major crypto brokerages. with over 100,000 investors and traders. So staying with OKCoin wouldn't have been a terrible gamble, but CZ believed he could develop a much better brokerage. He already had a decade of expertise in designing high-frequency stock trading systems, and he was now well-versed in blockchain technology. CZ chose to combine his experience and founded Bidgee Tech in 2015. The firm was based in Shanghai and specialized in offering cryptocurrency exchange services to locals. Bidgee Tech chugged along for 2 years before all of Bidgee's platforms and websites dropped dead in 2017. There was never an explanation for why Bidgee was shut down or whether it was done on purpose. We all know that China is not a lover of cryptocurrency, so perhaps the ban might be linked to political pressure. Or maybe CZ intentionally shut down Bidgee in order to build a more sophisticated and better exchange. We'll never know why Bidgee was shut down, but we do know that this was just the beginning of CZ's crypto adventure. CZ was ready to open another crypto brokerage, but he didn't have much cash left and was unwilling to sell his Bitcoin, so he turned to the public markets for help. Then, CZ created Binance Coin, a new cryptocurrency based on the Ethereum network in 2017. The initial coin sale earned him $15 million, which he used to build the Binance exchange in July 2017. Despite being a new exchange, traders rushed to Binance almost immediately since it was specifically created for high-frequency trading. Binance surpassed Coinbase as the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange in terms of trading volume in just 8 months. And CZ used this fame to launch the Binance Smart Chain blockchain network. This was a new crypto blockchain, as the name suggests. However, because it was focused on DeFi applications, this chain was more similar to Ethereum's blockchain than Bitcoin's blockchain. This covers applications like smart contracts, cross-chain transfers, and faster block speeds. CZ launched a stablecoin in addition to a cryptocurrency in 2018. The stablecoin's purpose was to allow individuals to get the benefits of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies without all the volatility. CZ began by collaborating with 3 other exchanges to raise a total of $32 million, which they used to launch BUSD, which is reportedly backed 1-to-1 with US dollars. In 2019, Binance teamed with Simplex, an Israeli payment processor, which allowed cryptocurrency purchases possible by using debit and credit cards. Despite all of these fantastic expansion efforts, Binance has not had an easy ride. One of the most difficult challenges CZ faced from the start was regulatory issues. China declared in September 2017 that it will prohibit cryptocurrency trading within the country, so CZ was forced to relocate all of Binance's activities to Japan. This worked for a few months, but it wasn't long before Japan began clamping down on cryptocurrency trading as well. So Binance extended its activities to the island of Malta in March 2018 and signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of Bermuda. This eventually allowed them to continue operating without fear of being shut down, but they were still missing out on the world's largest market because Binance was banned in the United States in 2019. As a result, Binance was forced to establish Binance.US, a US-specific version that meets US brokerage requirements. This was not the end of their regulatory misery. Binance is still being investigated by the US government for tax evasion and money laundering. However, these regulatory concerns would be insignificant in comparison to what occurred in 2019. On May 7, 2019, a group of hackers used phishing and viruses to steal 7,000 bitcoins from Binance worth $40 million. Fortunately, this was only 2% of Binance's overall holdings, and they were able to pay the losses themselves. However, this has left a lifelong stain on their brand. Aside from dealing with hackers, Binance has also had to deal with quite a few unhappy and enraged customers. Because crypto is still a relatively new thing, exchanges aren't always foolproof. Outages continue to occur occasionally, and while Binance is likely to have a provision stating that they are not liable for losses caused by outages, some traders are still trying to pursue charges and reclaim losses. Despite these problems, Binance remains the world's largest crypto brokerage in terms of volume. Because they are a private firm, they do not provide their income and earnings figures, but we do know that Binance handles up to $16 billion in cryptocurrency trades every day. To put this into context, FTX and Coinbase has a daily trade volume of only $2 billion each. Of course, Coinbase is not a trading platform, but considering that most of these brokerages make their money through transaction fees, volume is critical for profit. Coinbase is valued at $50 billion, despite just $2 billion in daily volume. So I don't think you'd be shocked to know that Binance is valued well over $100 billion. Despite all of this success, CZ is still humble and grounded as ever. In the future, CZ intends to contribute to society by giving back and helping out with his money to charity. CZ told the Associated Press in an interview, "I do intend to give away most of my wealth, like many wealthy entrepreneurs or founders did from Rockefeller until today. I do intend to give away 90, 95, or 99% of my wealth." CZ's name is already engraved in crypto history books. He failed many times, but his belief kept him going. Failures and setbacks taught him how to adapt to this new industry. Only time will tell how far CZ's legacy goes. Which part of CZ's journey did you like the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you learned something new from this, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see our new videos. I make deep dives like this every week where I uncover the secrets of money and business.